So you've probably seen them, right? On your social feeds. Qomfort.
Oh, yeah. Hard to miss.
They're this online place selling super comfortable-looking footwear, suede clogs, cork sandals, really soft slippers.
And the look is very high-end.
Totally. Museum-quality photos, minimalist website. Looks legit.
Huh?
So our mission today in this deep dive is basically to figure out, is Qomfort a real premium brand? Or is this like a fancy front for something less reliable?
Right, because the website looks great, promises luxury, but then you see the prices.
Exactly. What's going on there?
Well, that's the first interesting bit, isn't it? They talk style and comfort, but everything seems to be on sale all the time.
Like buy one, get one 50% off. Saw that.
Exactly, that kind of thing. Heavy discounts, perpetual sales. It's not really typical for a high-end brand. It immediately makes you think, okay, let's look a bit closer here.
Okay, let's do that. Let's unpack the basics first. What are the immediate red flags, things missing from their site?
Well, transparency is a big one, or rather the lack of it. You look for contact info, right? All they give you is an email address.
Just an email. No phone number?
Nope. No phone, no physical address, not really clear where they're even based.
It's at sound.
Not for a company presenting itself this way, no.
Yeah.
It kind of suggests maybe there isn't much of a physical operation there. Could be drop shipping, where they prioritize quick sales over, say, handling returns easily or having solid customer support.
Right, okay. And those constant sales, the discounts, that plays into it.
Definitely. It creates this sense of urgency, doesn't it? Like, oh, I have to buy it now while it's cheap.
Yeah, get you to click buy before you think too hard about the missing phone number.
Precisely. Genuine premium brands might have a sale, sure, but usually just end of season, clear out stock.
Not everything, all year round.
Exactly. When the whole catalog is on sale, that sale price is probably just the actual price. It's more of a marketing trick, a way to push volume.
Okay, but what about the actual shoes? Because, some people online do say they're great, comfortable, well-made even.
That's where it gets tricky. The reviews are really mixed.
So some good, some bad.
Yeah, you've got buyers saying, these are amazing, so comfy, and then right next to them, you've got people complaining.
About what?
Mainly long shipping times, like weeks or even months, or just radio silence from the company when they try to ask where their order is.
Oof. Okay, that inconsistency is telling.
It really is. Those long shipping delays, often that means they don't actually have the inventory. They might wait for your payment before they even order it from their supplier.
So it's not sitting in their warehouse ready to go.
Probably not. Combine that with the poor communication, it really puts Qomfort in this kind of gray area.
Gray area. How so?
Well, the website, the product photos, they look totally legitimate, professional, appealing. But the operational side, the lack of transparency, the mixed reviews, the shipping issues, it's risky. It feels more like one of those transient online sellers.
So for you listening, what's the takeaway here? If you're tempted by those comfy-looking clogs?
Caution. Extreme caution is what the research suggests.
Right. And if you do decide to go for it, there's specific advice on how to pay, isn't there?
Absolutely critical advice. Do not give them your credit card details directly on your site.
Why is that?
Because if something goes wrong, long shipping, wrong item, whatever, getting your money back could be tough if you can't easily contact them or find out where they are.
So use something else.
Yes. Use a secure payment processor,
Yeah.
like PayPal or maybe Apple Pay if they offer it, something that acts as a middleman.
So you get that extra layer of protection.
Exactly. It gives you a dispute resolution process,
Yeah.
chargeback protection. That's really your main safety net when you're dealing with a vendor that's opaque.
Okay, good tip. So it really brings us to a final thought, doesn't it? We're in this age where a website can look incredibly polished, maybe even more professional than the actual business behind it. So the question we want to leave you with is this. How much should we trust aesthetics online? And, when a company basically just exists as a slick digital storefront, what does that mean for us as consumers trying to stay safe?
Yeah, how do you weigh that beautiful facade against the shaky foundations? Something to think about.